Hello and welcome. You're watching Commodity Champions and I am Manisha Gupta. The most important period for agriculture, or the monsoon period, has officially ended. India receives about 70% rainfall between June and September, and as per the IMD, the country has recorded a surplus rain of 8% during this period till September 29th. All 4 months have witnessed above normal rains, which is rather rare. This has only happened in 1956, 1961, 1975, and then in 2007, and now in 2025. Before this, all regions have also received above average rainfall, barring east and northeast, where the deficit at this point stands at 20%. At 108% of long period average, this is the best monsoon in last 5 years. The low-pressure area is expected to continue over the Bay of Bengal, bringing rains in Mumbai, Gujarat and the Konkan region between October 4th and 6th. The IMD expects La Nina conditions are expected to set in from the month of October until December. This could mean stronger monsoon, above-average rains and colder winters. So what will all of this mean for the agriculture sector? Joining us now to discuss that is Mr. Siraj Hussain. He's former Agri Secretary. Mr. Hussain, I thank you so much for joining in. Good monsoon. All 4 months of this monsoon season have been above average as well. While it has made some damages as well for the Kharif crop, first of all, your reading of this monsoon and the kind of above normal rains impact on the crops that were in Kharif season, and how are you looking at the overall agri in sense of Kharif?
Actually, one good fallout of the excellent monsoon is that perennially deficient regions, shadow area in Maharashtra, for example, Karnataka, they have received very good rainfall. Marathwada, Vidarbha, even Punjab and Haryana have been receiving deficient rainfall for the last several years. But this year, the rainfall has been very good, about 40% higher than normal in Punjab. So I think on the whole, if we take the picture, then in Punjab, just about 4% of total Kharif area has been affected. So I do not think there will be much impact on paddy production and rice procurement in Punjab. In Maharashtra, we are getting information that a lot of area has been affected, but I'm still waiting for any confirmation from the state government. In Punjab, I'm also told that another area which has been badly impacted is in Firozpur area, where quinoa is grown. So it seems that the water level there has gone up and quinoa crop is badly affected. So on the whole, I do not think that Kharif production will be very badly affected, but obviously individual farmers whose lands have been submerged, they are facing bad time.
So while there's not too much of an impact on Kharif as in sense of overall numbers, as you said, Mr. Hussain, how are you looking at Rabi from here on? Because the kind of monsoon that we're looking at, which is extending itself into mid-October, well, actually, I was talking to SkyMet and they said we shouldn't be looking at 1st June to 30th September. We should actually be looking at mid-May to mid-October, because that is the kind of monsoon that we are looking at this time of the year. Are you looking at that as a positive for Kharif, or for that matter, Rabi crops?
Actually, this year the monsoon came a few days earlier than normal. So for estimation of monsoon, it is not 1 year or 2 years data which is taken to 40, 50 years data. So on that basis, IMD decides. But I think if rains continue for another 10 days, but not too much of rains, so that will not be very bad. However, if there is too much of rain and then the harvested paddy crop, which is lying in the field, will be affected, or soybean crop in Maharashtra, as was the case a few years back, then that will be bad news. But in addition to all this, I think there are also several other things which are going on. For example, soybean prices are low and farmers are suffering. So there are difficulties for individual crops also across India.
How would you look at the Bhavantar scheme that has been recently launched into MP? Do you think that would ease farmers' pain?
Actually, if it is properly implemented, then Bhavantar can be beneficial for the farmers. But last time, when it was introduced in Madhya Pradesh, we had evaluated it with Dr. Shobh Gulati when I was in Agri, and we found that the prices of soybean in APMCs in Madhya Pradesh were lower than the same in Maharashtra. So there was an apprehension that the traders are paying less to farmers, and they are telling the farmers that you will get bhavantar from the state government anyway. So I'm hoping that state government will take necessary action, precautions, comparison of data with other states, etc.
Mr. Hussain, now just coming forward, taking a step ahead and talking about Rabi now, La Nina is settling in, expected to settle in October, continue until December. It's a 3-month period, which is not so great, but the expectation really is that we could be looking at a wetter October for sure, and perhaps November, December also. And then it is expected to be a colder winter this time around. How will that work in favor of Rabi?
Actually, we have all been waiting for colder winters because even last year winter was very mild, and cold nights in December and January are necessary for wheat crop. So अगर पाला नहीं पड़ता है तो हम समझते हैं कि जो हमारी रबी की क्रॉप्स हैं उनकी बहुत अच्छी यील्ड होगी क्योंकि सॉइल का मॉइस्चर बहुत अच्छा है। और अभी पिछले साल हमने देखा कि कुछ ड्राउट रेजिस्टेंट वेराइटीज भी heat resistant varieties Punjab में बोई गई थी। So on the whole, I think Rabi prospects are very good, and we should hope for a good crop.
Mr. Hussain, one more word, and this is really about the food prices or the food availability for the Indian markets. This is what we've been hearing for the last couple of quarters now on how the Indian demand hasn't been so strong. What is your sense moving forward from here? On how are you looking at the food prices, food security? Would you say there are still concerns when it comes to India as a market?
Actually, if you see, the food prices are very low, and the inflation is so moderate that RBI is very happy, Government of India is very happy, interest rates are likely to be brought down. So what is happening is that the burden of keeping the food prices very low is falling on the shoulders of farmers, which is not a very ideal situation. And one reason is that imports are coming too freely, whether it is import of pulses or import of edible oils, etc. So a lot of food commodities are being imported, which are keeping the prices low. I think the government will have to do something, and I expect that very soon we should see some announcement on pulses, import of pulses.
Well, that point is well taken, and that is something that the street has been awaiting as well. Mr. Hussain, thank you so much for joining in with your sense on monsoon's impact. And of course, expectations that Rabi this time around would be on the positive side. And as he said, that the prices are low in India when it comes to agri as a product. And perhaps we would hear something from the government pretty soon. With that, it's time for a quick break. But don't go anywhere. We will be discussing gold's record rally on the other side with Dan Struwin of Goldman Sachs.